did video welding it out. It's pretty straightforward. I just do my horizontals at 40 inches. And then I do my dead man down. And just cope and weld. Cap will galvanize always. Ain't much more to my galvanized cap. Gives it a nice finish. I got a few more T-posts to drive on this section, but if you look behind the machine, you can see all the way down. I got all the other ones in. This is how the other end of the brace turned out. So, like I said earlier, I didn't get no welding pictures, but I just cope it up, weld it in. We'll stretch tomorrow. Rolling out this wire. It's windy this morning. Hopefully you can hear. Just pull my plain wire back so I ain't got to fight it out of the grass here in a minute. But I just made this rack on the ProTech. I can either put 2 rolls of the 1348 or a full roll of the like 2096-6 high fence wire that I most commonly run, or a 949 of course. And then I also made it wide enough this way. They started making the 2096-6 in 1320 foot rolls, but they weigh 1,650 pounds, so I can carry that weight with the rig and have enough width this way and this way to get it, and then I have enough ground clearance I can just go up or down with it to get my spool off the ground and get it started. But that's the reason it's so tall this way. It's overkill, but like I said, in time with the bigger rolls that are now on the market, that's the way I'm going. So that's how it's done, and then I just back it up with the remote. Spool it out and get it close like that, and then pull it over. And then if you see over there on the my right, it's left, I got a winch mounted on the side to stretch it out. I'll show y'all how that works here in a minute. Alright, it's windy once again. Hopefully you can hear me. Got my stretcher board in. I just use the winch style. I know they make 100 different kinds. Strain rod makes a good one. But this is what I got. So hooked onto that winch up there on the front left. It's 12,000 pounds. But right now I'm gonna kind of get the slack out with just the machine. So I'll just take my remote, bumper forward. Kind of gets goofy because I'm coming up against this old existing fence. And I got a fence line up the way I'm contending with. But like I said, let me get some of this slack out. Back here, but I'm gonna go back down this fence line, throw it all up against the post, and make sure it's not hanging up on any of the little mesquite stumps that were sticking up. There's one right down there. Let me get to focus right here, and I got one down about 100 yards on the 2 foot off the fence line. Make sure none of these box days, sometimes you got little stumps, they'll hang in there, and man, it just makes it look terrible. It'll hang on it, and it will basically rip your vertical stay out and move all your knots. Never looks good. So I'll be back in a second. This is that stump I was just talking about, but you could see I just skipped it. Thank goodness that box stay missed it. But if it comes in from this side and hangs right here, womp womp, no bueno. All right, just stretched it up, got the parking brake on, plenty of tension. Back downstream, got my stretcher board up here. Just because it's laying on the ground now, we'll just stand it up as we start to clip. What I usually do is go through and clip all the line posts first. That lets it ebb and flow out, kind of even out, and then I'll come back and do all the T-posts second. The way I tie, just more efficient and more effective for me, is I come to a straw and I'll shoot the gap through the backside of that fixed knot, come around, and I'll do at least 3 wraps. And I know there's the high tensile termination knot. I've just never had good luck with them. To get it to come through, do the lazy loop, it just gets really uneven, and then you get and your line wires are all uneven. So it's the way I do it, and I'll show you the finished product here in a second. Just got it finished up. It's windy and it's bright. I apologize, but I think it turned out pretty well. Like I said, the 2 7/8 used pipe is what the The rest of the projects were on this property. Reinstate 1348 12, so now you can really see the box stays. 12 inches, 13 horizontal line wires, 48 inches tall. Stay tight 50 barbed wire set at 2 inches above. All class 3 fasteners on this fence. Make sure we keep it consistent. The quick ties turned out well. Oh, I was going to show you how I tie it. Like I mentioned before, there's a high tensile termination knot and everything else, but I just like to pick a straw, come through, wrap back on itself with the first kind of a halfway lazy loop, and then get 4 wraps, and then in the barbed wire. Come around, split the strands, and then you've got 2 individual strands to roll around. But, oh, dang, glad I caught that. I gotta finish tying this one off. Oh, here's a tip while I'm at it. This is where the cable was. Get your wraps. It's kind of hard to do one-handed video, but get that tail through there. You got a long enough tail, you can ring it off. So what you'll do is you come past a little bit and then just twist it. Hear that? Oh! Now you got no sharp edge here. That's how it breaks off. So throw a little tip in there. Alrighty. Oh, another thing is take a 1/2 inch or 3/4 out of the top. That keeps your top line a little bit tighter. That way you don't get that goofy wave in there. If you try to tie it the same, it's going to look like this along the top. Another little tip. Alright, let me know what y'all think.